good cigar is
I
good.
know.
A good cigar is good once in a while.
Look how even that ash is burning.
I know. You came on camera and you were holding it right there. I think she's showing off.
I was kind of showing off. Yeah.
Have you read a Cuban?
I mean, isn't that what everybody wants to hear? Is you want to hear how nice your ash is?
Normally, yeah.
Have you ever gotten hold of a Cuban?
Yeah.
No.
I got a Cuban once because my friend's mom
Dad
did some business in Cuba and she snuck back some Cubans. And I'm going to tell you, they are much better.
Yeah. I had one once.
I only had one once, but
I mean, it's still a cigar. And so it's kind of like that movie that is really good, but you've heard too much about it.
Yeah, but I mean, the taste of it was so much more. I'm not going to say fruity, but like it was
Cuban, and that's what mattered.
It was less the novelty of it, but more honestly the taste of it.
I mean,
I don't believe you that you believe you.
When I've read the development of tobacco has for cigars and the recipes have advanced quite a bit since the days when a Cuban was so amazing.
I mean,
I've heard that they're good, but they're not like
things simple. I don't know how you advance that concept at all.
Do what?
The concept of a cigar is literally the simplest thing since a stick. I'm saying, and I can't open this.
You have to pull off the
sticky thing. That's that sticky stuff that they use to keep the lid together. The tape.
I use that for my arugula.
What's that? What's an arugula?
It's greens.
It's better when you call it root.
It's like lettuce. It's like lettuce.
It's a gay thing. Don't be gay at me.
I'm happy that you're eating healthy.
It tastes kind of peppery. Arugula is actually pretty good.
Yeah, arugula is very
good. Kale.
Kale is fucking awesome. I don't care what they say about it being a hipster food. Kale is good with butter.
They say that's what I say.
I can eat the shit out of some fucking kale.
I know you would.
It's better than collard greens.
Well, I don't know why that matters. Either way.
Because greens are good for you, and collard greens taste better. Kale does not.
It's snooty lettuce.
No, it's snooty.
It's more of a cabbage, actually.
Lettuce. You stop it. There's lettuce. There's the good crunchy lettuce. There's snooty kale lettuce. There's the dirty lettuce spinach. There's the red stuff in salads, the red salad lettuce that the red accents.
Red romaine.
And then there's lettuce and cabbage, or lettuce and corned beef.
I've never seen lettuce and corned beef come in a combination, but I will trust you that in Kansas it exists.
I'm kind of challenging Audra's notion that a lettuce is a cabbage. Not because I think it's wrong, it just bothers me.
I'm a big raw cauliflower and raw what's the other one?
Broccoli.
Broccoli, yeah, person. With ranch sauce. Or ranch dressing or whatever you call it wherever you live.
What is it? I eat sugar snap peas.
Those are good.
Edamame is good too.
Edamame is like the kale of peas.
Yeah, peas are better.
I like string peas, like the string peas you have to break off, to cook.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but that you asked me if I know, so that's the only reason I'm questioning if we're thinking of the same sort of green thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised that
Talking about like green beans?
Yeah, except string beans, not green beans.
I think it's just semantics.
Green beans are like that small, and they come in a can. String beans are like this long, and you have to break them off to the end to get the little little tough pieces off.
Did you have a driver growing up? Have you ever had a driver, Josh? You have, haven't you?
No, but there was a point in my life where I didn't drive.
Well,
People drive.
obviously, you're incredibly irresponsible with drugs and alcohol. But
No. It's just
the way you describe green beans, like the Vienna sausage of the vegetable world.
I love Vienna sausages. I am not below Vienna sausages.
They're called Viennies, and they have sustained my life many times.
It's not like potted meat, though.
I'm above all that stuff. At that point, you need to switch to noodles.
Noodles are fattening.
When you're a small kid running around with your dad who's also an ENTP, you're just happy for whatever food stuff you remember you can find by like 3 p.m. and you haven't eaten.
Station.
I realize now that I understand why he never remembered to eat or feed me. But as a small child, it was like, why are you not feeding me?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a Casey's. Okay.
Here, have a Diet Coke and some Vienna sausages. And, it was good.
I respect you more now that I know that you like Brussels sprouts.
Agreement that we like Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts, especially toasted ones.
Toasted.
Also, I like boiled cabbage.
Put them in the oven and put salt and olive oil on them, and then they get crispy, kind of.
The salt, olive oil, and a little, and the chopped up garlic that you can get from the little glass container, so you don't have to mince it up yourself. Of course, I prefer
driver.
mincing it myself because it tastes better because it's fresh. But
I like garlic because it involves chopping and.
See, garlic lost a little bit of its charm for me when I got married because my ex-wife liked to put extra garlic on things and act like she made homemade shit.
Garlic and olive oil are two of the most endearing ingredients.
Really?
Yes.
You seem passionate on that topic.
And black pepper.
I like black pepper. Although, that was the bummer about jail is that everything was black peppered, like to death. So they're ruining something I liked. But in the process, I found my love for toast. So
If you asked me if I ever had a driver.
have you?
Not a technical driver, no.
Do you ever have somebody who was employed by you or your family whose job title was driver or whose job was to drive the vehicle you people rode in?
I am burst.
Yes.
The fact that you're in so much trouble, like with this, the semantics of this question indicates a certain answer.
I am not a great driver. I have wrecked many cars, and I prefer to be driven than to drive. But at the same time, I feel insecure not driving and being driven. It's like a catch-22.
That is a tough one.
It really fucking is. I used to have a friend who would go grocery shopping for me too.
I mean, I have useful friends, but I'm not talking about a useful friend. I'm talking about a driver.
I never had a fucking official fucking driver.
Where's Willard, our new driver?
No, never had a driver. I did have people drive me, whom I paid to drive, but
I was the king of mooch and rides growing up. I don't think I can still to this day go hang out with my high school friends, and they automatically assume that somebody is driving, but I'm not.
I've just wrecked. I've just wrecked too many
I
cars.
can just like I only drive myself.
When I wrecked my last Honda Accord or Honda Civic, I gave up.
Those things seem like more fun to wreck than other cars for some reason.
Love my Honda Civics.
They're like fast little $30,000, cans that you can just crash, and somehow you survive them because they're a Honda, and you're fine. But the car's totaled, so you need to get another one.
Yeah, I got my first one when I was 19. It was the first thing I bought with my own money. I mean, it was the first big thing I bought with my own money.
I still have my first car, which is not a car.
Is it a tractor?
No, it's a pickup.
Okay.
Oh, you did that.
Totally
I
look
wanna
like a pickup girl.
get a New York City fella here.
I've got a Sonata with a drive shaft, or I threw a rod or something. Yeah, I threw a rod.
I drove a Hyundai Sonata for a while.
It was a great car until the rod, and now I'm trying to figure out.
Mine threw a rod too.
I wonder if there's. Oh, I meant to go through the warranties because those warranties come periodically. It's like it's always something stupid like the seat belt thing that holds the seat belt top part to the wall or something. It's something retarded that you don't care about. But if it's a drive shaft or a rod.
All right, can we all agree that we appreciate a 5-speed more than an automatic?
Well, that's limiting yourself, but definitely a manual over an automatic, yeah.
No, because
5-speed, you can control your acceleration.
right. I mean, I understand the benefits. I just never drove one enough to care.
Depends on the vehicle. I have an automatic.
I wasn't the kid with the car. I was the kid with the fake ID. So
Fun car, it definitely needs to have a stick.
I did learn how to drive a stick on my grandpa's Corvette, and that was the most unchill INTP I've ever seen in my life.
The worst experience driving was ever driving my grandmother's Cadillac Seville, and it fucked with me because it had a digital speedometer, and the power steering you could turn with your fucking pinky. And I like to have rack and pinion steering, so I feel like I'm actually like controlling the steering. I don't know. And that digital speedometer fucked with me big time.
You know what I liked that I didn't expect to like driving was a Jetta.
I had a few friends that had Jettas. They swore by them, but
This girl in college had it was it had the sports package, so it got a little better traction, but it was a fun car to drive.
Would you have like a what year was it? Like a 93, 95?
Let's see. It was probably about 2000. No, it was, let's see. I was driving it in probably 2006, 2007. It was probably a 2006.
Was it still fat on the back?
I suppose.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I mean I'd have to see a picture. Yeah, I don't know. It was just I was surprised that I liked driving that car. I was disappointed that I didn't like the Charger as much as I expected to, because the blind spots were huge.
Also, fixing them is very, very expensive. My parents had a Volkswagen Eurovan Westphalia because it was convertible into a handicap van for my brother. But like getting it fixed was like fucking super expensive because like working on a German car is like
Yeah.
super expensive.
Yeah, you need to budget that shit in when you buy the car. But we rolled a not a Volkswagen. We rolled a Volvo.
I was about to say, oh my god, I love a Volvo.
We rolled it, and all three dudes got out without a scratch.
Oh, they're like one of the most safest cars in the world. The Volvo. Yeah, I always wanted a Volvo GLS. I would have even taken the station wagon. And the doors open. They had that weird like fucking like
wood grain.
Well, not the wood grain, but the handle to open the door was like a fucking like it was like a stick, and you had to pull it. At least in the G.
I wanted a PT Cruiser for a while.
Okay, I'm going to hold that one over your head.
PT Cruisers cannot make a turn.
They were so uncool that, and the gaslight noise sounded like the airplane seatbelt noises. Like when you're on an airplane, it's like ding, seatbelt. Like gas is low. I was like, Sean, your family is so fucking white. I want this car.
Cruisers suck. Hondas and Toyota, Honda Civics and Toyota Corollas are probably my favorite two cars.
If I hadn't gotten married, I'd still be driving my 94 Honda Accord.
Oh my gosh. The 92 to 94 Honda Accord was a special car.
That thing could go forever on $20 worth of gas. I literally, I had to stop in the middle of the road because I heard some dragging one time, towards the end of my ownership of it. The whole like muffler system fell off, and I just kind of pushed it off the road and kept going. Never was a problem not having that there.
Yeah, the 92s to 94 Honda Civics were amazing cars. Hondas are amazing cars. You'll still see a Honda from 1982 running on the road.
Just so you guys know, this is the dullest conversation about cars that I can recall having.
No, I don't try to be at all. My favorite car was a fucking goddamn. What did David have? Well, of course, the El Camino was blast.
I think the El Camino is one of those cars that like is appropriate for an ENTP. I've decided that. It doesn't really make any sense. It's kind of like, I want to be all these things, and fuck y'all.
I can't tell what the hell he is, but he kept all through high school. He had this rotation of like shitty cars that his dad would win in bets, or for like $100. Like, oh, Camino's dead. Okay, got to this other shitty car. It was great. Damn, it was a big blue boat of a car. It's gonna drive me nuts now.
My first car was a silver Nissan Sentra, 1990.
I have that's almost relatable.
4-door.
I have a Datsun 280ZX.
Dude, Anthony, seven words by Deftones. If you like metal and you haven't heard that song, just listen to it right now.
The Datsun was the precursor to the Nissan. My dad had a Nissan Maxima in 1983, and it was the first car I ever saw with a digital radio. It spoke to you. It said, right door is open, left door is open, door is ajar.
Well, my dad bought a 79 280ZX instead of a DeLorean, so it must have made a lot of sense at the time.
You know, you can get new DeLoreans now for like about $50,000. I would.
Yeah, DeLoreans are crap, right?
The problem was is this guy had bought this DeLorean and painted it yellow, which honestly deserves great punishment. But anyway,
I bought a Suzuki Katana.
I couldn't do it. It was the most retarded thing.
I would buy a new DeLorean.
And 2AZ was way faster. Yeah.
Was it a gold one with the T-tops?
Z? No, it's blue. It's kind of like dark blue and silver.
Have the T-tops though, right?
No, it doesn't have the T-tops. It's just the two-door, and it's not the +2. That I have a brown +2 I got for parts, or possibly a dirt track car, whatever. Or anyway, and it's ugly as all get out. The +2, but just the 2-seater is actually a pretty decent looking car.
My favorite car ever was my 2001 gunmetal blue Honda Civic LX. And I wrapped that thing around a tree.
Pour some of that liquor on your carpet right now for it.
I wasn't fucked up. It was a blue Toyota truck came into my lane on a really curvy road. And
you know about pouring a drink out for the homies? But you know about collard greens?
I don't have any liquor. I have some beer.
Okay, that works. Just give them something. Malt liquor preferable, but beer's just fine.
All right, okay, liquor.
Totally had a driver.
I did not. Technically, I did, but it wasn't driver service.
Not any better.
I did not pay
Your mom did.
Lincoln Town Car to drive me around.
It was a Lincoln, wasn't it?
No, when it wasn't.
It's cool. If I had a headboard like that, I would also have had a driver.
My God, fucking.
I keep hoping that one of these times you'll like take the camera closer and explain if that is actually like a slice out of an entire redwood or something.
It's mahogany. It may. I don't know. It may be fucking. I don't know.
What's D&D? Is that Dungeons and Dragons?
People tried to get me into that. I wasn't too keen on it.
I was a cooler kid than that. And
I was gonna say I've never played it, so I kind of want to just for fun. But yeah,
I thought it was a card game though.
I think I had a driver.
It's like a guided role-playing story thing, as far as I know.
I don't know. I'm not down to learn something right now. I don't have that sort of attention span at the moment. I'm gonna go run around. If it's fun, remind me later. I got to see this first.
Okay, seriously, I did not have a driver. That would be a fucking waste of money. Waste of resources.
I would like to have enough money so that I could have a driver if I wanted, but yeah, there's a lot of things first.
Look, I'm not rich. My grandmother and my father are. That doesn't mean I'm rich.
I haven't accused you of anything, except maybe having a driver. That was funny.
It was kind of funny. but I did not have a driver.
I'm pretty sure I've spent more hours being paid to drive vehicles than actually driving vehicles for my own amusement. But they were tractors.
I mean, I did go to private schools my entire life. That I will say, but I did not have a driver. And for the record, private schools are as good as public schools.
I like not school. I'm happy that I didn't go to school.
I remember once I snuck into the science lab, and I got a hold of the hydrochloric acid because I wanted to see what it smelled like. And I didn't waft it. I opened it up and I sniffed it, and oh my god! Luckily, I didn't drop it. I was cognizant enough to put the cap back on as my lungs and my nose were burning to shit. And I was too embarrassed to tell my parents or tell anyone else. I didn't go to the doctor for it, but my lungs were definitely burnt and my nose was definitely burnt. That was a mistake on my part.
I don't think I ever accidentally got into any corrosive or otherwise dangerous chemicals. I was trained how to handle them.
What?
I did deal with a lot of like semi-poisonous like materials, definitely detrimental materials when I was a kid.
Animals, perhaps? Venomous creatures?
No, just I mean, there's a lot of like chemicals involved in farming, and I mean, I was trained how to use them. I took all the precautions, but yeah. And then a lot of medications for animals are not good for humans. So that was the scariest thing I remember. There was only one that my parents wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me do it. Like it's a super severe bovine antibiotic. And,
it's an antibiotic.
Huh?
It's an antibiotic or a sedative?
No, it's an antibiotic. But it's extremely toxic to humans.
Did you deal with horses or what?
I mean,
cows.
I rode them, but we're cattle.
Cow.
Yeah.
My great grandfather owned a farm, a large farm, several hundred acres, and
oh my gosh.
Huh?
Sorry, I was being a desert dweller. Continue.
Oh, well, he raised cattle, and he sold hay, and
I assume that's in that part of the world, back east somewhere.
Huh?
I assume that this was located somewhere north and east of.
It was Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, yeah. I suppose that might be big there.
Yeah. Well, not in the city, but like in well, actually, it was technically called Rockville, Virginia, but it was right. After Richmond.
Yeah. Things aren't as agricultural properties are not as required to be as big in that particular environment.
But he sold. But when they died, my great grandfather and great grandmother, he sold all of his lands to property developers, and that's where my grandmother got like her big inheritance from.
But also sad. Yeah, no, in this part of the world, that's not very big. It takes like thousands of acres.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. I mean, he sold it to like like property developers to
I get
his lot.
I get it.
Yeah.
I always find it because most other, I mean, like anywhere that it's a more temperate, wetter climate, I mean, you really don't have to have that much space.
Yeah, he
But
actually
here it's
he made 12
it's
million.
like,
He made 12 million on his land, and he split it up between his 4 children. One of which is my grandmother.
are you trying to impress us, Anthony? Because that's kind of like standard operating procedure. If you're an ENTP, you need to learn how to get into your own vehicle when you lock your keys in, and/or strategically leave extra sets of keys with people who will bring them to you.
I
If
can
you
get
ask.
any vehicle with a coat hanger.
I didn't want to bug my parents. Be like, oh yeah, I'm like an hour and a half away. Come get me my keys.
Don't you have like a fucking like a service that through your insurance that will come out and save you?
That's even more embarrassing than calling your parents.
Do you not have AAA? AAA is fucking
No, I have friends.
amazing shit. It's amazing. Especially if you have AAA Gold, because they will fucking tow you fucking 100 miles.
It's one of those things. If you get broke down on a trip somewhere, it makes it into an interesting adventure. You
Yeah, because you have to ride with the guy in the truck, and it's fucking weird. And
Yeah.
I had one last year, or it was 2 years ago. Anyway, I bought my Mini in Fort Worth, and I had to drive down there. My sister just bought a pickup, a used pickup, and we drove down there in her pickup, and we're bringing the Mini back, and we got halfway back, and her pickup threw the belt. And it's a big Ford diesel, so yeah, the belt's kind of important, and so anyway, we were near, what was it?
What kind of
Seymour, Texas?
serpentine belt?
Yeah, serpentine fan belt, which on the big diesel is rather exciting and extremely serpentine. But anyway, and we found out, and we were like, don't we know some people who know some people that live here? And so we called, and my aunt and uncle and their kids like have played a lot of bluegrass, and my mom's very musically involved too. So
I love bluegrass.
I kind of knew this like sideways, like I kind of knew this bluegrass band that was from there. So we ended up finding their contact info, and they like gave us the number for I'm not kidding, his name was Bubba, who runs the local parts store in that town, right? But we finally got a hold to somebody who knew where Bubba was, and he was gone. It was the start of I think it was the start of dove season. So he had taken off 2 days early to go dove hunting. So there were no parts stores in Seymour, and they were out of town. But we ended up, they basically told us where the key was to their house, and we went and since we had the Mini, we were mobile, but we went and spent the night in their house, and then went to Wichita Falls the next day and got parts. But it was one of those like crazy adventures, and you're like it was. I was reminded of how nice people actually are.
Wichita Falls has a lot of tornadoes, don't they?
Do what?
So Wichita Falls has a lot of tornadoes, don't they?
I suppose they would have some.
I knew a girl that I went to school with who was from Wichita Falls, and she said they had a tornado that was like a mile in diameter or something.
Yeah, I guess they would be in that kind of area.
It was in
kind of.
It was in the 80s.
I usually go. There's a really good steakhouse in Wichita Falls.
I bet you there is, man. I love steak.
I'm kind of picky I'll eat whatever, but I'm kind of picky because I'm used to eating fresh. But it's a really good steakhouse, and
I'm a New York strip person.
Good New York strip. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with New York strips.
I like it because it's a little bit tough. It's just a tiny bit tough. I like a little bit of resistance when I chew on my steak. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite is a good T-bone because nothing beats it.
Well, T-bone is what? T-bone is a New York strip and a fillet mixed together, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. And then you get to gnaw on the bone.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
There's so much flavor in T-bone.
Which people love, apparently, is the ribeye / Delmonico. Too fatty.
I don't mind a good ribeye is really good, but a ribeye is one of those steaks that a so-so ribeye doesn't really do anything for me.
And if anyone cooks it past medium, I have no respect for them.
Yeah. I generally get commercial steaks done at like just medium. And then steaks I know where from or I know are going to be really good, high quality, I'll do like medium rare.
There was a place across the street from where I used to live when I used to live in the city. It was called Arcadia. And they had, I think it was called Blackstone Angus black beef or something. I don't know, something. And their steaks were like fucking like $100 a piece, but like fucking they were, oh my god, they were so worth it. I would get one each month, and the onion straws with truffle oil on them. That was amazing.
My favorite steaks are just ones cooked over a fire. I don't know what it is about it, but I can eat steaks all day that are cooked over. Just salt and pepper on a campfire.
And the aged ones, the aged New York strips are amazing.
That's true. Yeah, good. You gotta hang your beef for a while to make it really good.
Yes.
I mean, most of my life I eat beef that we've more or less raised and grew and took to the packer. And
that was like my mother and my grandmother when they lived on the farm. I never got to indulge in that, but fucking, yeah. I wish I had.
Well, the perks are is you get to fat it up like you want it. And honestly, I don't understand the obsession with lean beef. And Angus, I mean, it's good. Like I raise Angus because that's what people want to buy. But a good Hereford, fatty, marbly, it's so much tastier.
Kobe beef. Ooh.
I've heard about it.
But cows are bitches, dude. For like a 400-pound animal, they're fucking bitches.
A 400-pound animal? That's not a very big one.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact weight, but
there, buddy.
When I was in boarding school, I worked not with
when
them.
They're born, they weigh, like over 100 pounds.
Okay, well, there you go. I didn't know.
A few days later, they're 200 pounds, and then when they're like less than 6 months old, I mean.
Yeah, I get it. But I was just saying, I used to feed them. I didn't work with them. I worked with the goats.
Who are we talking to?
Ace.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I used to feed them, and I would go like throw the fucking feed in the trough, and 1,000-pound animal, whatever the fuck it is, giant fuckers that could just crush the shit out of me at any moment, stood like no joke about 20 feet away and just stared at me because they knew I had feed. And I would do that thing where you like flinch at them, and the whole they would literally fall over themselves and into the mud trying to get away from me. It was great.
Uh-huh.
My mother was an animal lover. She would befriend the cows when she lived on the farm. And
my sister, she's like a animal whisperer.
Yeah. And
I'm not. I just intimidate him. We have an arrangement.
Oh my god! And they would eat brains and eggs.
Oh, my grandma used to do that.
Yeah.
Brains and eggs.
Never had pickled pig's feet either.
I like pickled quail eggs.
Oh my god, quail steaks. Have you ever had quail steaks? I'm sorry. Ostrich steaks.
I've had ostrich. I've had emu. Emu's good.
Well, emu, ostrich, basically the same thing.
Basically the same thing. It tastes kind of like beef.
It does. Ostrich steaks are fucking amazing.
And I've had lots of quail.
I've never tried quail.
It's like chicken, only better.
About cows is why when they're calves, they're totally not afraid of you, and they're totally cool with coming up and like being pet, and you feed them with the bottle and everything. And then somewhere between that and adulthood, they somehow know that they're going to be slaughtered.
It's pretty sad.
What happens there?
I don't know, because sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And they do have different dispositions, and different breeds have different dispositions.
I will not eat veal.
Is Josh drunk again?
No, I'm not drunk.
I'm working on it.
I'm not kind of drunk, but I'm not drunk like I was the other night.
I mean, my sister has a cow that And honestly, she didn't baby it or nothing, but she can walk out in the pasture and a cow will come up to her, and she can feed a cake. However, but some cows and some people like it, but in general, I mean, they're just not they're a prey animal.
I'm gonna eat it.
One of the expensive things is fear. So
I'm gonna eat it.
Do you have pigs on your farm?
no.
Pigs are great. They feel like almost no pain because they have like minimal nerves on their skin, and they're really, really dumb. And so whenever I would walk through the pig gestation chamber thing, big ass fucking warehouse looking thing, no matter what time of day or what you had in your hands, they would assume it was feeding time. So they would all hop up on like the gates, and they're like heavy as shit. So they'll break it. And so you were supposed to push them off, but I would just slap them in the face.
So, did you live on a farm, Steven, or do you live on a farm?
Who are you asking?
Basically.
Who?
Ace?
Ace?
Yeah. No, I was like, no, I used to. I went to a boarding school, and they had a farm, and I worked on it.
Okay, let me just get this straight. You are Spacey, correct?
No, I
No,
am.
that is
Ace.
Ace.
Okay. Your voice sounds the same.
It offends me.
It shouldn't offend you. I mean, it's just...
It offends me.
I'm going to utilize a New York strip tomorrow.
You gonna properly grill it?
I like ribeye the most.
We're just talking about ribeyes. They're too fatty.
It makes it so good, though.
Yo, what's up?
Fatty makes you good. It's just you got to have a good ribeye. That's my opinion. Is
Abe, you sexy
not
beast.
great
you.
ribeyes. It's not that
It's hard to get a good ribeye unless you're slaughtering it yourself. I imagine. I like the New York strip. I like the T-bone, but I like the New York strip the best. And I like it cooked medium rare to rare. Actually, I like it bloody and warm in the middle. So that's medium rare.
Yeah, basically.
Is that what you were told to like, or is that what you genuinely like?
No, that's
Does
what
it matter?
That's a good
I
question.
I like the blood.
I like medium well. Well,
I like medium well.
Medium is fine. I prefer medium. You have some
Yep.
juice and flavor in there.
I fundamentally hate people that eat well done steaks. My father eats well done steaks.
Yeah. Well done is a
It's
travesty.
a chicken, you fucking worthless cuisine hating bastard.
A well done steak is a ruined steak. You may as well just buy a round steak and just fucking burn it to shit. Why
Depends what
buy
you're eating too.
Well done steaks
like-
are good.
Why buy an
Hold on.
expensive steak and then burn it?
Skirt steak like carne asada. You don't want to do that well done. That's good shit though.
Like, if you want a well done steak, like, let's you and me just go down to the dollar store and get a hockey puck.
That's what I'm saying. Go buy a round steak and fucking cook it in your pan and burn it to shit and put ketchup on it, for Christ's sake. I don't know. You should only put salt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and that's it.
Dude, these people are like, dude, John, these people are like,
Somebody's never had to cook a well done
Bro.
steak before.
bro, these people are like, bro, you need to get the cow, you need to throw oil and salt on that shit and just bite into that shit raw, like fucking savage. Like,
When I was a little kid, I will still eat raw. If it's prepared meat, I will eat raw steak.
You know who likes well done
Properly-
steak? Hitler.
Properly well
Hitler
done
liked
steak
well done steak.
is still juicy.
I
don't prefer it.
used to eat raw ground beef on crackers with pepper and salt until I figured out that the stores colored them pink and bleached them and did all that fucking crap to them. I do like raw.
let's all agree that any steak is better than pretty much all other foods. But we all have our preferences for how
Ooh,
don't know, man.
I don't know,
Pretty
man.
fucking
There's a
good.
wide variety of food.
I like steak. I like a New
Like
York
Korean
steak.
barbecue chicken. Oh my fucking god.
N-
I don't think I can ever.
New York, or I'm sorry, North Carolina barbecue is the best.
And like mollusks are fucking fantastic if you can cook them.
I can't eat shellfish anymore.
I wish I could like oysters.
Correctly, but that doesn't happen very much.
Oysters are good. I wish I could still eat oysters.
I like the flavor, but it feels like eating a booger.
You have to put a little
Like you're
bit
just
of,
eating a giant sea booger.
It really does. It's like I really want to like I like fried oysters, but like regular, like out of the shell. I
I
can't.
like
I'll be honest with you. I just sometimes like the only times I've eaten oysters, it's just because they're there, and I'm just gonna put some fucking Tabasco on them and just to do it, you know.
I
Just
like
to say I'm eating oysters.
I'm
I like putting
I'm sorry, but any sauces that aren't
it has the ketchup and the
asked by the
radish.
chef are just an insult. Like steak sauce is a fucking insult.
Bro, I don't know
Kinda
where
is.
you've eaten, but like Waffle House steaks need fucking sauce. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, yeah.
They
But
fucking
there,
need
in those places, you don't necessarily care to insult the chef.
They're always cooked well
I
done.
do. He's right there. There's not even a window. I can be like, you fucking suck. Like, yeah.
It's a piece of leather, basically. What is the sauce that has the horseradish and the ketchup in it?
Oh Jesus.
I don't know, but that sounds like it would taste very bad.
Sounds
You
interesting.
know, you dip your fried
Tartar
shrimp
sauce?
in it. Huh?
Tartar cocktail.
Cocktail sauce.
She had it.
That's what I would put in my raw oysters.
Yes, Janelle. Yes, I'm giving credit. Yes, you came up with it first. Jesus.
When I worked at a place called Audivox Cellular, we used to leave this guy there who was new, and me and the other guy who weren't so new. We would go to this place called Milepost 9 because it was at Milepost 9, and we would go there and we like shit tons of steamed oysters and raw oysters and drink White Russians, get drunk as shit, and come back to work.
Fucking white Russian.
So
Russia, are you Russia? What the fuck, Audra? Are you frozen?
Oh, just frozen, yeah.
Why did it call Audra Russia?
I could so use some sushi right now, though.
Dude, that place near it's like 2 cities next to me. It's like $25, all you can eat, and you can be there with a group of friends for as long as you want. It's like, just fucking eat all day, dude.
I had a Richmond Crunch today actually, which is basically a New York Crunch, which is basically a California roll with tuna in it, raw tuna, spicy mustard or spicy mayonnaise. I don't know, spicy sauce and those crunchy onions on top. My favorite sushi though is just plain raw tuna with seaweed salad. Little
I'm
chunks,
hungry.
little
Fuck.
chunks of tuna. And we have a great place here called Sticky Rice. I love eel, and I love eel is pretty good.
Unagi. Eel sushi. Or eel whatever the fuck.
Eel sashimi.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm hungry. Fuck.
I'm hungry too. I think I'm gonna get some. I ate a whole fucking thing of fucking guacamole tonight. Hungry again though.
finally got paid, so I can stop eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for every meal.
That's nice.
I remember when I had a friend living with me. I let him come live with me. He was having issues at the time. I had to support both of us, and because tough to support two people when you're paying $960 or $950 for your apartment that's only like
Abe.
4 feet. And no, I'm not drunk. I've had drink, but I'm not drunk. But I'm gonna go get a snack and smoke a cigarette and take a pee.
I'm gonna order sushi from a very shady but the only open sushi shop that delivers this late.
There's a place here called Akita. There's a good sushi place. What is the other sushi place? Sumo-san. Yeah, Sumo-san.
Dude, you guys are so boring.
I'm trying to find the old corner shop that I used to go to.
I'm making a character.
Also trying to find the sushi place I used to go to.
I have to actually finish this work I've been working on. As soon as I finish it all.
I just don't fucking like you.
My bad. I got a fucking email I had to send, and then I had somebody call me like, "Hey, you haven't sent me this email," and I was like, "Oh fuck." So I had to send that, but I'm fucking. I'm back, bitches. What's up?
Good to have you back, Abe.
Mer, fuck yeah.
Well, have your theme song, Abe. Find everybody a theme song eventually.
I wasn't aware that anybody required a theme song.
Just, usually people eventually, one becomes apparently what they need.
All right, guys, here's the real question. Do I get the 8-piece boneless chicken from Domino's, the 14-piece, or the 40-piece?
40
The
pieces and 20 to me.
14 piece. Well, it depends. Are you getting pizza or just fucking?
I'm getting pasta.
Yeah, you just fucking.
Yeah, just pasta. Well, get
I just
pasta and then get 14 wings. And if you don't eat them, then give the rest to the dog.
I don't have a dog.
Oh, rest in peace.
I know.
Send to Las Vegas.
Rest in peace.
All right, 40 pieces.
Where the fuck is John?
Damn, I want a steak now. You know, I'm gonna go outside to the outside deep freezer, and I'm going to thaw out a steak. I'll be back. Smoke a cigarette at the same time.
Sorry, I'll probably be back later.